Right. So you guys are not going to believe this.
Okay.
There are these AI-generated pictures of Madonna and Pope Francis
Yeah.
getting, well, pretty handsy.
I've seen them.
And they are causing quite an uproar online.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Have you had a chance to see these?
Yes, I've seen them, and I think they're fascinating.
Yeah, they're really interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just like some random photo someone doctored up right.
Right.
This is AI
Yeah.
doing something entirely different.
Entirely different. So this isn't Photoshop where you manipulate an existing image.
Right.
These AI programs create entirely new images
Oh, okay.
from scratch
Whoa.
based on the data they've been trained on.
Yeah.
That's why these pictures of the Pope
Yeah.
with his arm around Madonna's waist, her in like a corset and jewels,
Yeah.
they look so real.
They look so real. And
Yeah.
like his face is right next to hers. And Madonna's Instagram captions, like going into the weekend, like,
Oh yeah, I saw those.
it feels good to be seen.
Just add more fuel to the fire. Like,
It's definitely raising eyebrows. I've seen some hilarious reactions online, like, why is he sniffing her?
oh yeah.
AI has gone too far.
Yes.
Even, what is wrong with her?
What is she thinking?
Naughty Madonna.
Naughty Madonna. You gotta love how the internet reacts to things.
Yeah.
But, beyond the initial shock,
Mhm.
there's something else here that's really interesting.
I agree.
Madonna and the Catholic Church have this long, complicated history.
Yeah.
And these images almost feel like a continuation of that.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
This is not just a one-off publicity stunt.
Right.
Remember back in May 2022 when she tweeted Pope Francis
Oh, yeah, asking to meet.
asking to meet with him to discuss her blasphemous
Yeah.
behavior.
And she claimed to have been excommunicated 3 times.
Exactly.
It's like, come on.
That word blasphemous is important here.
It means showing disrespect or irreverence
Yeah.
towards something considered sacred.
Right.
And that's been a recurring theme in Madonna's career. This pushing of boundaries when it comes to religion.
It's like every time she does something, it's like, whoa.
It's like, is she gonna tone it down?
And she just doesn't.
Nope.
So these AI images are like the latest chapter in that whole saga.
Pretty much.
It's like she's using this new technology
Yes.
to poke at those same old sensitivities.
Yeah, and it's thought-provoking.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder why she's drawn to these religious themes time and time again. Like,
Yeah.
what is it?
What is she trying to do?
Is it a genuine attempt at dialogue with the church?
Could be.
A publicity stunt? Artistic expression?
I think it's a bit of everything.
Or something else entirely?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
But to really understand that, I think we need to look back at some of the other moments
Yes.
that led to this whole blasphemous label.
Okay.
And I think we got to start with a prayer video from 1989.
I was waiting for you to bring that up.
Like you had burning crosses, an erotic depiction of Jesus.
The whole thing was hugely controversial.
Yeah, it was.
It's a watershed moment, for sure.
Yeah.
Even Pope John Paul II condemned it
Oh, wow.
and called for a boycott of her Blonde Ambition tour in Italy.
Seriously.
Yeah. The video explored themes of sin redemption and sexual desire
Uh-huh.
within a religious context, which many people found deeply offensive.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it also sparked a debate about censorship
Yeah.
and the role of art in challenging religious norms.
So it wasn't all bad.
Right.
So it seems like it established a pattern that we see repeating,
I think so.
even with these new AI images.
Yeah.
It's like she takes this religious imagery
Uh-huh.
and she uses it in a way that forces people to really confront their own beliefs and biases.
It's like she's holding up a mirror to society
Yeah.
and saying, look at yourselves.
And look at what you think about this.
Exactly.
And some people don't like what they see.
And that's what makes it so interesting.
It makes you think.
It does.
Okay, so we have like a prayer.
Right.
We have this clear pattern of pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
What else comes to mind when we think about Madonna's history with the Catholic Church?
Well, there's that 2006 concert in Rome
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
where she staged a mock crucifixion,
Whoa.
which led to Cardinal Ercilio Tonino calling for her excommunication.
Seriously?
Yeah, he actually said, this concert is a blasphemous challenge to the faith and a profanation of the cross.
Wow, strong words.
Strong words.
So it's not the first time she's been labeled blasphemous.
Not at all.
So do you think there's a connection between these past controversies
Oh, absolutely.
and the reaction to the AI images?
Absolutely. I think these new images are tapping into that same well of discomfort and fascination that Madonna has always evoked.
Like she knows what she's doing.
And the fact that they're AI generated adds another layer of complexity to the whole thing.
Right.
It makes people question what's real, what's manipulation, and how technology can be used to play with our perceptions of reality and belief.
It's kind of scary, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But also exciting.
Okay, true.
I mean, we're living in a time where anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
And that's both terrifying and exhilarating.
Well said. I think that's a good place to stop for now.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
We'll be back soon with part 2 of this deep dive into Madonna and the Pope.
Can't wait.
Stay tuned.
Oh, yeah, we can't forget about the Who's That Girl tour back in '87.
Yeah.
That caused a stir in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was that Pepsi ad in '89.
Well, they pulled after a prayer video?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And her book Sex in '92.
That was controversial.
All those things sparked criticism from the church.
Yeah, it's like clockwork almost. She does something, and they get mad.
And the media goes crazy.
The media loves it.
So do you think this time is different because of the AI element?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's like before she was kind of doing it herself. But this is like she's using...
It's a new tool.
Yeah, it's a new tool to
do the same old thing.
Yeah, and it's like more powerful in a way.
I think it adds a whole new dimension to the conversation.
Right.
Because remember, AI allows us to create images that are incredibly realistic, yet entirely fabricated.
Right.
It blurs the line between truth and fiction in a way that we haven't really seen before.
That's unsettling.
It is a little bit.
Yeah, you start to wonder what's real anymore.
Yeah.
And when you apply that to something as powerful and sensitive as religious imagery, it's no wonder these pictures are causing such a reaction.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What does it mean to see an image of the Pope embracing Madonna that we know isn't real but looks so convincing?
Right.
It challenges our perceptions of authority, of belief, and even reality itself.
It's like she's using AI to create a visual parable.
I like that.
Forcing us to confront these uncomfortable questions.
Yes.
About truth and manipulation in the digital age.
It's very meta.
It is very meta.
And she's doing it by hijacking the most sacred imagery of the Catholic Church.
Exactly. And that's what's so interesting. By inserting herself into these AI-generated images alongside the Pope. She's not just challenging religious norms. She's challenging the very power structures that those norms represent.
It's a good point.
It's a power move.
It is.
And it's perfectly timed.
Oh, absolutely.
We're already having all these conversations about AI and its potential impact on society. And then, boom.
Here comes Madonna.
Madonna drops these images.
Right into the heart of the debate.
I think she's also doing something more profound. I think she's using AI to kind of explore the psychological and spiritual undercurrents of her own relationship with the Catholic Church.
I like that. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Like, what do you mean by psychological and spiritual undercurrents?
Well, think about it. Madonna was raised Catholic.
Right.
She's spoken about the impact of that upbringing on her life and her art. There's a sense that she's both drawn to and repelled by the church. Fascinated by its power and its symbolism. But also resistant to its authority.
It's a contradiction.
It is.
So maybe these AI images are a way of working through that complex relationship.
Could be.
Of reconciling her past with her present.
It's possible, yeah. It could be a form of artistic exorcism.
Whoa.
A way of confronting those internal demons and external forces that have shaped her.
So she's working through some stuff.
I think so. And by using AI, she's doing it in a way that's both personal and universal.
Okay.
Because these questions about technology, truth and belief, are something we're all grappling with right now. Whether we realize it or not.
Yeah, it's true.
AI is changing everything.
It's changing everything.
The way we think, the way we communicate,
the way we live,
the way we see the world.
It's a whole new world.
It is.
It's like the Wild West out there.
And we're all just trying to figure it out as we go.
So it's not just about Madonna and the church anymore.
Right.
It's about all of us.
Yeah.
And how we navigate this increasingly complex digital landscape.
Where reality itself is up for grabs.
It's like a wake-up call.
It is.
We can't just passively consume what we see online anymore.
No, we have to be more critical.
Right.
More discerning.
We need to develop some kind of digital literacy.
Yes, a way of understanding how these technologies work. How they can be used to manipulate our perceptions. And how we can protect ourselves from misinformation.
We got to be smart.
We do.
Okay, so we've talked about the historical context, the AI element, the broader cultural implications. But what about the Catholic Church itself? How do you think they're going to react to these images?
That's a good question. In the past, they've condemned her actions as blasphemous. But this time, it's not just Madonna's own creation. It's AI-generated content.
Yeah, that's true.
That might change the dynamic a bit.
It seems like they have a couple options.
Yeah.
They can double down on the condemnation. Or they could try to engage with the technology in a more constructive way.
I mean, maybe even use it themselves.
Yeah, just spread their message.
That's an interesting thought. The church has always been adept at adapting to new technologies.
True, like the printing press was revolutionary.
Exactly.
And now social media is a huge tool for religious institutions.
Huge.
So maybe this is just another evolution in how religion interacts with the world.
It's definitely something to watch.
Yeah.
And it raises even more questions.
Like what?
Like, how will the church adapt to this new era of AI-generated content?
It's a good question.
Will they try to regulate it? Will they try to co-opt it? Or will they simply ignore it and hope it goes away?
I don't think it's going away.
I don't either.
This is like the tip of the iceberg.
Right. This is just the beginning.
So it's a real dilemma for them.
It is.
And for society as a whole.
Absolutely.
But you know, there's one thing I keep coming back to.
Okay, what's that?
Madonna's personal motivations.
Right.
Why is she so drawn to religious imagery?
Yeah, why is
In the first place?
It's not just about provocation, is it?
No, I don't think so. There's something deeper there.
I agree. Remember, she's been engaging with these themes for decades.
For her whole career.
There's a depth to her exploration that goes beyond simple shock value.
It's like there's a deeper meaning behind all the controversy.
Okay.
A message she's trying to convey through her art.
Exactly. And I think to understand that message, we need to delve into Madonna's own spiritual journey.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get into the heart of what drives Madonna's fascination with the Catholic Church.
Let's go deep. So we're going deep now.
Going deep.
We know Madonna's had this push and pull relationship with the Catholic Church for her entire career.
It seems like it.
But what's at the root of it?
Yeah, what's at the root of it?
Like, why is she so fixated on this imagery?
You know, some people see it as like a psychological rebellion, a way of rejecting the strictures of her upbringing.
Yeah.
But still being drawn to the power and mystery of the church.
Makes sense.
Like, you can leave the church, but the church doesn't necessarily leave you.
Especially when it's been such a big part of your life.
Especially your formative years.
Right, exactly.
And for someone like Madonna, who's all about pushing boundaries and challenging authority, the Catholic Church presents this really rich target. It's got all these rules, all these taboos, this incredible visual language that she can just tap into and subvert.
And she does it?
She does.
In such a bold, theatrical way.
Yeah.
Remember a prayer video?
Oh, yeah.
Where she's dancing in front of burning crosses?
Yeah.
It's not subtle.
Not subtle at all.
But that's part of what makes it so powerful.
Yeah, I think so.
She's taking these sacred symbols and she's using them to express her own ideas.
Exactly.
About sexuality, spirituality, and freedom.
Freedom.
And by doing so, she forces us
to confront our own assumptions about those things.
So it's not just about provocation.
They're right.
Like, there's the deeper message she's trying to convey.
I think so, yeah. If you look at her work over the years, there's this consistent theme of exploring the tension between good and evil, sin and redemption, the sacred and the profane.
And these AI images with the Pope and Madonna and this unexpected embrace.
Yes.
They're just the latest iteration of that exploration.
I think that's a great point.
It's like she's saying, like, look, we're all complex beings. We have these desires, these impulses, these contradictions within us.
Absolutely.
And instead of trying to suppress them, let's acknowledge them. Explore them.
Let's explore them.
Even celebrate them. Like, why not?
Exactly. She's embracing the messiness of the human experience. The duality of our nature.
And in a way, she's reclaiming religion for her own purposes.
I agree.
stripping it of its dogma.
Uh-huh.
And using his imagery.
Right.
To create her own personal mythology.
It's fascinating.
It's empowering.
Empowering.
It's like this idea that we don't have to be defined by these institutions that shaped us.
Yeah.
We can take these symbols, these stories, and reinterpret them.
Yeah.
And make them our own.
Exactly.
We don't have to just accept things
the
they are.
We can question them. We can challenge them.
We can challenge them.
We can make them our own.
Right. And that resonates with a lot of people.
I think so.
Especially people who have felt marginalized or excluded by traditional religion.
By organized religion.
So going back to these AI images.
Okay.
Do you think she's achieved what she set out to do?
It's hard to say.
Has she sparked the kind of conversation she was hoping for?
I think she has. I mean, these images have gone viral.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're being debated and discussed all over the world.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And whether people are outraged or amused, they're engaging with the ideas that she's presenting.
And I think that's what she wants.
I think so too.
She wants to make us think.
Yeah.
Make us feel. Make us question.
She's not afraid of controversy.
No.
She thrives on it.
She does.
It's part of her artistic DNA.
It is.
And I think she knows that controversy can be a really powerful catalyst for change.
It's like she's using these AI images to throw a grenade into our collective consciousness.
I like that.
Shaking things up.
Shaking things up.
Forcing us to confront these uncomfortable truths. About ourselves and the world we live in.
Exactly.
It's a wake-up call.
It is a wake-up call.
And in the process, she's reminding us that art has the power to provoke, to challenge,
to inspire,
and to transform. And that even in this digital age, where reality itself seems increasingly malleable,
it does.
Art can still be a force for meaning and connection.
Well said. I think this has been a really insightful deep dive.
I agree.
We've covered a lot of ground.
A lot of ground.
From the technical aspects of AI image generation to the complex history between Madonna and the Catholic Church. And even her own personal spiritual journey.
Her own personal spiritual journey.
It's been fascinating.
It has.
And I think it's a conversation that will continue to evolve.
I think so too. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives.
This is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning.
And I, for one, am excited to see what Madonna and the world does next.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found it thought-provoking.
Yeah.
And maybe even a little bit inspiring.
Maybe even a little bit inspiring.
Remember to keep questioning.
Question everything.
Keep exploring.
Explore everything.
And keep the conversation going.
Keep talking about it.
Until next time.
See you then.